Hello and welcome. Welcome this evening to the Chidi Asoh takes. We are looking at a massive, massive game tomorrow between Arsenal and Chelsea. One of the two clubs coming back from a Club World Cup championship, and the other team yet to win anything, at least as of now. But it looks like this year might be the year. It could be the year that Arsenal gets to win a trophy in the Premiership or internationally in their Champions League because they've been so good. Both teams also are coming from a massive victory this past weekend. Chelsea having that dramatic but wonderful comeback against a London rival in West Ham, while Arsenal easily goes away and defeats Leeds United by 4 goals to nothing. So, both of them have confidence coming to this game tomorrow. Now, obviously, we know that the first leg ended up 3-2 in favor of Arsenal. They came to Stamford Bridge, got that great victory, which still annoys me, by the way. But yeah, they did it. And in that game, if you remember, Chelsea didn't play with a lot of players. Reece James was out. Um, Caicedo was out. I believe Cole Palmer was out. Who else? We had several players that are out, including who else was out? Let me see. I think that was maybe maybe the right wing. Malo Gusto. I think. But you know what happened in that game? Garnacho stepping up, 2 goals in his name, great goals to keep us alive, to keep the contest still going. So everybody's talking about this game tomorrow. It's the second leg, and obviously, I think the bookmakers will have it that Arsenal is most likely going to go through because it's so hard to go through the Emirates and defeat Arsenal. And of course, for the past several years now, we've not beaten Arsenal, in the Emirates. Now, Manchester United was able to show what it takes to beat Arsenal. I thought they were very, very good on that day. They came from all corners and they really, really had a game plan, which they took to Arsenal, and Arsenal didn't have any response to that. So perhaps tomorrow could be, I don't know, tomorrow could be different. We could be lucky enough to have uh, Chelsea go in there, play the game, and come up with a win. It's football. Sometimes things happen. You really can't. Just lose before you even start playing. So I expect Chelsea to go there tomorrow, perform to the best of their level, and they should understand that this is a big game. Okay, it's a big game, and Chelsea is looking for a trophy. A trophy in terms of the Carabao Cup or the FA Cup, even the Premiership. We haven't won any of those things in a while, so it would be a good win if we were to go over there and beat Arsenal. Now, talking about pre-match news, the coach, of course, he talked about the big game, and asking that the players make an impact, have a big impact in the game right from minute one. Now, if we go back to that game against West Ham and the first half, the way it happened, it felt like the players didn't know what was going on. It was a London derby, but some of the players, they were just not good enough for the first half. And big ups to the coach. He made some changes, early changes in the second half, and that kind of changed everything for the entire game. We came back 2 goals down, and we were able to defeat West Ham 3 goals to 2. And everybody has said historically, this is the first time Chelsea is losing 2 goals to nothing and come back to win by 3 goals in the second half. So the coach talked about Esteval. We do know Esteval did not feature in that game against West Ham because, well, the reports are he has some kind of personal issues. They had to travel all the way down, fly down to Brazil. And so most likely he's not going to feature tomorrow. But I think we have enough people in the game in the team, as long as they can step up, to really, really go ahead and give Arsenal a fight. See, tomorrow's game, I don't care if we do not make it to the finals, uh, because obviously that first leg was where I think if it was decided, it was that first leg. Because tomorrow we could go tomorrow and both teams lock horns and play a 0-0 draw where Arsenal goes ahead to qualify. So the first game where we lost 3-2, I think that's gives them like 70% to maybe 80% leg into the finals. So if we're gonna come back tomorrow with a dramatic win like 2-0, then obviously it has to be a very, very tough fight. Okay. And the coach, he in his press conference today, he said he wanted the players to show that they were engaged. Okay. The players who are so important and frustrated not to start games, uh, they have all been coming on and showing impact. This was, I guess the game against West Ham he was talking about. But he also said this: the reality is Arsenal are favorites for the tie. They're a goal up and they're at home, so they're expected to go through. This is what I'm saying. They are expected to go through. We need to take it as far as we can, which is what I want to see. I want the players to fight once the referee blows the whistle to start the game. I want them to fight all the way to the end. Okay, and he says we need to take it as far as we can and as deep as we can. And the second half, hopefully, will be massive in terms of turning the tide around. When he says second half, is not the second half of the 90 minutes. I think the second half, which is tomorrow. All right, because everybody sees the first game last 2 weeks ago as the first half. So this is the second half. All right. He said the stakes are high, with a chance to progress to a Wembley final to compete for the season's first piece of silverware. All right. What does he say? He said, "My players. I look at Enzo Fernandez, who has won World Cup. Basically saying that they've been in big games. Okay, and he also talked about his concern when it comes to resting, as it's another 3 game week because Chelsea for the past most Premier League teams for the past few weeks have been playing every 3 days. All right. And that's why he's having all these rotations. Remember the West Ham game, he made 7 changes. The game against Napoli was the same thing. Okay. So he's made 7 changes for the West Ham game in the first half, but we ended up have to bring them back because we needed to win that game. Okay. We needed to win that game. And thankfully we did. So tomorrow's game is going to be very, very tough. And it I think it's all about the mindset. What kind of mindset the players go into that game with? Are they looking at it like, okay, it's Arsenal, they are almost unbeatable. Only a few teams have come to the Emirates and upset them. If they go with that mentality, then the game is already lost. But in that game, if Chelsea can go with the mindset that we are world champions, we can beat any team. We are capable of fighting, going head to head, toe to toe with any team. Then I think we have a chance because all it takes for that game is for us to score the first goal. Imagine if we score the first goal, then it's back to 3-3, and then we have to keep on fighting because Arsenal is going to come all the way out. We might have a chance against Arsenal based on their style of play. I know they have a good defense, but it's been porous lately. Okay, I know the last game they had a clean sheet, but hey, think about the Man U game. Think about the game against Sunderland. They are beatable. Okay, and we have the squad. As long as the players are all in, when it comes to understanding that this is not a this is not going to be a boys game or a child's game or a video game. This is a fight to win, and this is going to be war. Okay, war on the pitch. All right. So tomorrow's game, I think it's going to be tough. I'm going to say Chelsea is going to win the game tomorrow. But I don't know if I believe that. I don't know if I believe that because I know what Arsenal is capable of. They have the best squad so far in Europe. They have the strong squad. They have a deep squad, and everybody they bring in either for when they rotate, it's as good as the first team. It's because they've been building this team for over 6 to 7 years now by Ateta. So definitely they know exactly everybody they have, and that's strong. Heck, they have Noni Madueke. They have Noni Madueke. Okay. Saka, I think Saka might be injured, and I'm not sure if he's going to feature tomorrow, but they have Madueke. Okay. And we saw what he did uh, in the game against Leeds United. He basically put in two crosses. Okay. And that's what led to two goals. So honestly, tomorrow's game, the boys just need to be focused, understand that it's not just going to be a 90 minutes game, but it's going to be a 100 minutes game, and we cannot lose focus at any point of the game. We need to make sure that we give it our best. All right, and I think the boys can do it. Okay, and as long as the coach also gets the lineup correctly. Okay, I hope he doesn't do what he did in the first half, but so thankfully he was able to make those changes, and he has been very very good at that. Okay, whenever he makes changes, it always kind of brings a positive nature, and we end up scoring goals or winning. Same thing with our Arsenal. Okay, Mikel Arteta does the same thing. He makes changes, and the changes always comes out to help. So it's going to be a tactical battle. Okay, but tomorrow's game, I think I see Chelsea winning that game by 3 goals to 1. 3 goals to 1, because that's what we need. We probably need 2 goals to switch, turn the tie around and make it to the finals. But Arsenal most likely will score, but I think Chelsea might end up winning that game 3 goals to 1. Anything can happen in football. Okay, and it might just be something that could help Chelsea go ahead and win. Okay, but again, like I said, even if we lose the game tomorrow, I want to see how the boys play the game tomorrow. I want to see the spirit. I want to see the fight, because that will be encouraging regardless of the result. We've come all the way to um, the semifinals against all odds, but hey, it's the end is what matters. And Chelsea has always been very very good when it comes to club cup competitions. All right, and we might just have a chance tomorrow. Okay, never know. All right, so talk about the lineup. This is this is what I prefer in terms of the lineup tomorrow, because obviously Arsenal have good wingers. They have very good defense. Oof. They are just stacked everywhere, everywhere. Midfield, attack, defense. Jokeres is now scoring. I hate to see all that crap, but yeah. So in my lineup, my first choice keeper is going to be Robert Sanchez. I think the saves he made last weekend against West Ham was very, very immense. It really helped us. Of course, sometimes, like the first game against Arsenal in the first leg, he was kind of almost responsible for those 2 goals that he scored. You know, but hey, it happens in football. You make mistakes, but it's how you recover that matters. And I think since then he has been doing wonderful. He's done some wonderful saves against Napoli, and even against West Ham. All right, so I'm gonna keep him in uh, the goalkeeper in the box right there. The defense line. This is where it happens. Okay, I want to see Chaloba, Fofana, okay, and maybe Malo Gusto, and that's Malo Gusto and Cucurella. All right, I want to see 4 of them right there. But because I think Santos did not play the last game, I won't be surprised if instead of Malo Gusto, we start with Rhys James. All right. So Rhys James is going to be Fofana, Chaloba, Rhys James, and of course Mark Cucurella. In the midfield now, it's probably most likely going to be Enzo Fernandez, It's going to be Enzo Fernandez, Andre Santos, and Caicedo. Okay, I'm going to have three of them in the midfield because I think both of them, Enzo, Caicedo, and uh, and of course Santos, they have a good partnership, but that also helps in the defense, and that allows Enzo Fernandez to move a little bit higher because against a team like Arsenal, which is who are also pretty fast when it comes to their players, uh, and they're very, very solid, midfielders as well. I think it would be a better position for him to stay up front. Then in the attack, of course, Esteval most likely is not going to play, so definitely going to have Cole Palmer. He played the full 90 minutes in the last game. He's still not yet, the Cole Palmer that we know that we've seen play before. However, I'm going to keep him up there. Cole Palmer is going to play. I'm going to have Jao Pedro. All right, Jao Pedro. And I think for the game tomorrow, I'll rather start with Pedro Neto from that left wing. So we're going to have Jao Pedro all the way up in the attack, in the front line. And then you're going to have from the left side, Pedro Neto, Cole Palmer on the right there, switching between maybe this lineup. By the way, you may also see Enzo Fernandez pushing up on that left forward lineup, and Cole Palmer stepping up to the middle. All right, because I think they're going to be interchanging. But that is the lineup that I think we should be able to go ahead and defeat Arsenal. Reece James right there, captain in the midfield. I mean, in the defense, helping the midfielders. Because if we can have it that way during attack, we can Reece James or Cucurella may be able to step up, but Cucurella may be focused on he may just be focused on Noni Madueke because Noni Madueke is pretty fast, but he's not Bukayo Saka, who, for some time it's always been a back and forth between him and Mark Cucurella. So Cucurella might want to just focus on him, while James will be the one helping up to assist the midfield of Caicedo and Andre Santos. So let me know what you guys think about that lineup. And like I said, my score prediction 3-1 in favor of Chelsea. I think it's going to be a tough game, but hey, if there's any team in the world that can go to any place when we are pushed against the wall and we have been written off, well, it's Chelsea, okay? And I think we might be able to do that tomorrow. So, again, let me know what you think about all that in the comments. And one last time, if you have not subscribed to this channel, please, I need your support. Do me a favor and click that click that subscribe button, share this video, comment, like, follow, whatever it is, let's grow this community together.